Hey everyone, Matt Pisarcik from RazorEmporium.com. Today, to do a little review of some high-end shaving products. We're going to be looking at Castle Forbes and Wolfman razors. Let's get started. Okay, we are all lathered up with Castle Forbes Cedarwood and Sandalwood shaving cream. Now, I think this is either my first or my second time using Castle Forbes, and I gotta tell you, I'm extremely impressed with the lather making ability. The packaging for Castle Forbes has a little lid on it that kind of seals in the freshness. I was literally able to take the very tiny amount of soap that was just on this lid from kind of pulling it off like this and make this wonderful lather from that tiny amount. And you got to think, this thing is 6.8 fluid ounces or 200 milliliters of soap. I was just telling our producer, this could easily last over a year. So yes, it is an expensive soap. I think we sell them for $45 US, something like that. But think of the value here. And one of the big factors with Castle Forbes is that there's no parabens, no added color, no animal products or testing, no fragrance, and only pure essential oils. And this is made in Scotland, in the United Kingdom, and it's just a very high quality product. The lather was just very easy to make, and it's extremely silky, and I'll do my famous cush. It's got that whipped cream consistency cush, the really nice little peaks that get formed. Very slick, and tons of lather to go. I mean, I could sit here and do multiple passes with this lather, and it's like whipped cream. It's very nice. I chose the Sandalwood scent and the Cedarwood Sandalwood just because I really do like the fragrance of the lavender and the lime, but I think I have actually used them before, and they're just so strong and potent that it always kind of irritates my skin, and that's a common thing. A lot of people think that their irritation or sensitive skin issues are from shaving or you know, the razor or the blade or whatever, but a lot of times it's actually the fragrance of the soap. So this one still has a good amount, but Sandalwood's a really calming thing for your skin usually, and I definitely don't feel any irritation right now. It feels great. So, moving along, this is a high-end shave as we're calling it. We happen to have one of these bad boys come in the shop. This is a Wolfman WR1 that came in the shop on a trade with a local shaving enthusiast, and he was getting rid of several stainless steel razors, and we picked this one up. And this will be my second time using a Wolfman razor, so we're going to go ahead and get it loaded up. And I have a Paul Silver blade that was used for just one shave. Earlier this week we did another video, so it's got a one shave Paul Silver blade. There we go. And he uses the traditional textile centering alignment tabs, kind of like we do on the Rex Ambassador. So we're loaded up with this Wolfman WR1. It's got a nice long handle on it. Let's give it a shot. Wow. Very nice. That's impressive. Really like that. So Wolfman is owned by a guy named James Dafour. I hope I'm saying that right. He's up in Morrisville, Canada. That's in Alberta. And he's been on the market for a couple of years. I think probably 2 or 3 years. If it's longer than that, please correct me. I think it was 2017, maybe it's 2016. This is shaving really nice, guys. I've only used the BBS one. My friend Brian, shout out to Brian Myers in Florida, South Florida Wet Shavers. Brian let me borrow a BBS one. I was impressed with that. I kind of remember that one being more aggressive than this. This one's in a really sweet spot for my beard, at least. It's aggressive, but not, I mean, I would definitely say it's more than a Tech, like a Gillette Tech for reference, or an Evan Jagger, but not by that much. But it just feels really easy to use. It does look extremely Gillette-esque. In fact, the guard really reminds me of kind of a hybrid between the Tech and the new. I mean, obviously it's a big solid bar, but it has these little scallops in it. And obviously the Tech registration patterns reminds me of a Tech, so I guess it's closest to a Tech. I bet it's probably modeled very closely off the Tech, maybe just a more aggressive version of the Tech razor. But these razors are kind of a crazy little subsect inside of our community. I see a lot of demand for them, and the price sometimes on the secondary market exceeds the retail price to buy one new. And that, if you know anything about the law of economics, that is an indication that there's a supply problem. And I do know that James has a long waiting list to get razors from him, and that's kind of a controversial thing in our little world here. As a business owner, I don't fault him whatsoever. If that's the style of business he wants to do, hey, I'm a free market guy. Go ahead. I very much enjoy supplying all of our, not just our direct customers through Razor Emporium and through Rec Supply Co. website, but we have close to 30 retail stores across the world that now carry our ambassador razor. And I'm always getting orders. I just got 2 this week, one from Spain, one from Scotland, and then another one from West Coast Shaving here in the U.S. Purchase orders. And I always want to have a supply for them. That's one reason we call it Rec Supply Co. I want to be the supply. James is doing a different model, and that's fine. Each to their own. He's doing a direct-to-consumer model, and he can charge more that way and make more margin, but you have the problem of supply, and he only wants to make a certain amount a day or a week or a month, whatever, and that's all there's going to be, and it ends up creating this kind of bubble, this artificial demand where people now they don't want to wait, and they're going to pay on the secondary market sometimes more than the primary market. To me, that's money on the table he's leaving. If he actually charged that price and then just supplied a lot of them, people maybe would be happier, but who knows? Maybe if he ends up supplying too much, the cachet of having one will be gone. And I have a little irritation down here. It's not from this razor. I used a new experimental razor from another company, I will not say who, and it just was a little irritating over the weekend. Always happens, guys. I've said that before, and it's true. I end up trying a lot of new stuff, and sometimes it doesn't always agree with my skin, and then I have irritation or an ingrown hair for a week or so. And as you guys know, sometimes it's hard to get out of that cycle. You have an ingrown hair, and you gotta kind of get past that. You want to shave, but it almost kind of makes it worse sometimes. So, damned if you do, damned if you don't. But yeah, I'm not bad talking James or Wolfman. I think he makes incredible products. I can tell you from I'm not a machinist like he is. He's a trained machinist. He has his own shop. That's part of the cachet of Wolfman, is that you're getting it directly from the supplier, right from the maker. I can tell you that they are very beautifully made, very high quality, machining and finishing work. And the way he wants to run his business, that's That's up to him. I think the Razor's great. Very, very much enjoyed that shave. Easy, comfortable, close, clean, all the other, I guess the 3 C's, 4 C's. Here in Arizona, we used to have what's called the 4 C's. It was, see if I can remember them all. Maybe it was 5 C's. Cattle, citrus, climate. If you know the other C's I'm missing for state of Arizona, please tell me. I think we actually covered this in one episode about leather shaving. So speaking of which, we're going to be hopefully bringing that back. So I'm not sure when this is going to be debuting this video, but we are planning on shooting some more. So if you've been waiting, wait no further, wait no longer. Yeah, you can see the beauty of this machine part here. I think the finishing is mostly done by hand. Maybe he does some tumbling, but it looks pretty much hand finished or just machine finished. Wolfman WR1. They're beautiful. Very nice. I enjoyed the Castle Forbes. It provided a great base underneath the you know, I had my pre-shave on, the Perasso pre-shave. I always do that. You guys know that. I always do that. And now we're going to finish up with a balm. I'm going to, again, not use my go-to Perasso. I'm going to use this Cedar Wood and Sandalwood Essential Oil Aftershave Balm. So we're going to try a little bit of this out and see how that does. So we're going to go ahead and put a little bit of this on. A little Cedarwood and Sandalwood Essential Oil Aftershave Balm. The scent is something, I guess it's going to be a love or hate. I have had people come in the lobby here at our store and they'll say, it smells wonderful, it smells woody, it's aromatic cedar kind of thing. I've had some people say it smells like a basement, like a musty basement or like a hamster trap, you know, the hamster cage with little wood shavings in there. Anything when it comes to fragrance, guys, as you know, is so subjective. How can anyone tell you this one's good or this one's bad? It's a flavor thing. It's your nose and your tongue doing the flavor and the smell of it and getting the scent. If you like it, that's great. I will say that the aftershave balm is a lot stronger scent than the soap. The soap wasn't, when you first smell it in the dish, it's kind of strong, but then as I was putting it on, it wasn't bad at all. The balm is certainly a lot more intense of that flavor, so I don't seem to mind it. It does have a woody smell. I mean, but hey, I like wood shops. I like freshly cut wood. I like going to the lumber yard and picking out a bunch of wood for different projects we do, so I don't really mind it. That's all I got for today's shave. Wolfman did great. The Castle Forbes did great, so if you're looking for a high-end shave, both these are high-end products. Both really deliver on quality. I'm very happy with my shave today. If you have tried Castle Forbes or another high-end shave soap, maybe like Martin de Condre, do you think it's worth it? Do you think it's worth the value versus, let's say, a $10 stick of Perasso or tube of Perasso? Let me know. If you've used the Wolfman razors, do you like them? Do you hate them? I know there's people who are fanboys and people love it, and there's some people who maybe have had a bad experience and they are haters. I want to hear from both of you guys. I really like the Razor. What do you think about the Razor? What do you think about the business model? Let me know in the comments below. And if you do leave a comment, you're entered to win this, our black and blue t-shirt. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Please subscribe to the channel, like this video, share it with all of your friends on social media. Click the bell to notify you every time we come out with a video. And we'll see you next time at Razor Emporium for all things vintage shaving.